Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to your third favorite podcast, the Steve and Crypto Show, presented by thestevesprout.com. I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. You have reached episode 166. Welcome, and as always, we thank you guys for listening. We love you guys and hope that you're enjoying all the show, all the content for the show that we give you. And we just have a slight overflow from time to time, and that overflow goes to patreon.com/Steve Crypto. So if you want to check that out, you can head over there and contribute as little as $1 a month and check out a variety of content that's waiting for you right now. A lot of it does not necessarily connect with the usual subjects of the show. There's horror talk there, but a lot of it is just like discussions of things we've done on weekends, outings, whatever, concerts,
other interests and aspects of our life.
Yeah, we don't just sit around and watch horror movies. We have other things we do, believe it or not. So
I mostly sit around and watch horror movies, but yeah.
I wish I had more time to watch more horror movies
and work. See,
but
I'm usually working on things while I'm watching horror movies. I'm a multitasker.
Yes,
that's my specialty. And also, there's a lot more than just the overflow at Patreon. We put a lot of new stuff that we produce specifically for Patreon.
Yeah. I knew that earlier this month when I was heading to a concert in Seattle that I was going to record most of that show and give it to Patreon first. And that's what I've been doing. So I've posted 3 clips so far of a la Zuli Lou live at the Funhouse in Seattle. And if you want to see like how close I was to the stage and all that, then go over there and check it out. And there's a lot more coming. And I got some clips of the other artists as well. So there's plenty of clips of that coming, and I'm sure Steve has something coming your way as well.
Yeah, I always have something in the works. Always coals on the fire for me. Where else can they support us?
Well, you can head over to Etsy and get some merch for your third favorite podcast. We have t-shirts, we have mugs for your coffee, we have magnets for your fridge, tote bags, all sorts of different things. Go over to Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto Show and get it now. And be sure to get a t-shirt or two for your friends or for your grandmother for her birthday. I'm sure grandma would love a shirt for a podcast that she's never heard of.
An old saggy grandma boobies will look great. I like old grandma boobies in a Steve and Crypto t-shirt.
And these days, not all grandmas are old.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But anyway, make sure any grandma in your life, all the grandmas in your life should have a podcast t-shirt. So make sure
the
you
old
get
ones
them
are
one.
Sweet with their baking and their
Werther's Originals,
candies in their sweater pockets, and
their strawberry hard candies. We don't know the name of them or where they come from. They just appear in a dish.
Used Kleenex in the other pocket, and Oh, Nana.
Yeah, Nana needs a t-shirt. So head over to Etsy.
Anyways.
And after that, you can buy us a coffee if you like. buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. You can contribute to the show, and everything helps. It goes towards getting to conventions like Crypticon, one that we're going to talk about a little bit later. Getting to SquatchCon, an event that Steve attended last weekend before. And
weekend of the 10th or 13th.
Yeah. It's a couple weekends ago. And so, it goes towards travel costs. It goes towards just producing the show. I mean, it costs money to run a podcast. Might be free for you guys, but it's not free for anybody who actually has one. So, head over to buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. And we are on social medias.
There you go.
Social medias, of course. If you're not already in our Facebook group, become a member. Go to Facebook and just look up the Steve Crypto Show. You'll find us. We have 1,000 members in the group right now. A lot of them post little clips of things that they're working on. If you have something that's kind of on the spooky side and you want to share it with all of us, then go ahead. And of course, you can find our personal socials at the Steve Strout at CryptoZoo88. We are on the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the Twitters or the X's or whatever you call it.
All the places.
Yeah.
Blue Sky, TikTok. Yeah, everywhere. Is there any other ones? I don't know. But we're everywhere. And
we're also on YouTube.
We are on YouTube. I bet some people listening to this are listening on YouTube. I hope. Someday we're gonna do some video shit on there. Remember when we were putting little stupid videos up on YouTube?
Like when we were opening up mystery bags and cutting the heads off of little stuffed unicorns?
Hey, I ripped that head off with my... Did I rip it or cut it?
I think you cut it off.
I think I used a knife and I tore it off with my teeth. I don't know. Whatever.
Did we send that to Josh Cook?
We've matured since then. I don't know what happened with that thing. I think I saw it at your house one day.
I thought we sent it to him. I thought like he won a contest or something. Didn't we give that to him as part of the prize? Maybe. And if not, now he's going to be saying, well, I want it now. So
now he wants it. So where is it?
Yeah. I've moved. So
that's
you're talking to myself here. Good luck finding it.
Well, you need to take that up with Josh because now he's going to expect.
Now I got to go decapitate another unicorn.
Decapitate? You didn't see the Death of a Unicorn movie, did you?
Not yet. I want to.
Oh man, it was good. It was worth going to the theater to see. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was freaking funny, and it was pretty brutal watching the unicorns fuck people up. I dug it.
It looks fun for sure.
Yeah, I might actually buy it when it comes out. I had that much fun with it.
You know, I can't say, since we're recording this right now, last night Sarah and I watched Wolfman, the new Blumhouse Wolfman movie.
You liked it, didn't you? It was your favorite?
You know, we enjoyed it. It was cool.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
What did you like about it?
I guess I'll say
I can't think of anything I liked about it either.
Well, not I don't know if I should say that I liked this, but I guess I could connect with it in a way, like just like since being a parent, you know, you can kind of feel for the whole situation, like the struggle was like he's changing, but you're like, oh man, poor guy, like he's turning into a beast, but you can look in his eyes and tell that he still is in there and he's trying to not hurt them, you know. It's like you just kind of feel for him, you know. It's sad. So I guess I should say not that I entirely liked the movie, but there's just moments where
they cried, didn't you?
No, I wasn't crying over it, but like, oh man, poor guy, you know, like
I was like,
what a shitty situation.
Poor me. I was like, poor me having to sit through this crap.
Yeah. Shitty situation of wasting 90 minutes.
Yeah, I understood the pain he felt when I was watching that damn thing. I was wishing a family member would turn into a werewolf and just fucking kill me because it was oh my goodness. It was bad. I'm sorry you liked it. I mean, I'm glad you liked it.
I'm not like gonna watch it again or buy it or anything, but it was cool. Like I see that, honestly, I
see that poster. I see the poster right behind you.
I didn't plan on. I didn't really think I was gonna enjoy it that much, but it was better than I thought.
Did you watch that other werewolf one that came out a little while back?
Not yet.
You kept saying you wanted to see it, but
yeah, we watched the trailer last night. I showed it to Sarah just because I want to check it out.
I liked that better than Wolfman.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that. So Yeah, I was not very impressed with it. But what I was impressed with is SquatchCon. Crypto Zoo mentioned that I was at SquatchCon. We were invited as guests. Unfortunately, we were only able to go one day on the Saturday of the event. It took place April 10th through 13th in Port Angeles, Washington. It was a really cool show, fun little pop culture nerdy show. There's something for everybody. Some spooky stuff, witchy stuff, anime stuff, pop culture, comic book stuff. There was all kinds of cool stuff there. It's a great show. It's growing. It's getting bigger every year. I don't know if 4 days is necessary for the event, but it's a cool show. Did good. People were pretty cool. Bought some merch. Uh, got to see our friend Kevin Glover. I don't know if you have you met Kevin Glover?
Yeah.
He does the monster comics.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of the book. I should just go run and find it, but we actually ended up getting a coloring book from
You got
him
one of the
that has a
coloring
whole
books.
bunch
Okay.
of horror characters in it. Yeah, and Riker
Yeah,
brought
yeah,
it
yeah.
home like that night. He opened it up and started coloring in it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. You might have a little future monster kid on your hands.
boy, I hope so.
But yeah, Kevin's a OG monster kid. He's done a bunch of he publishes his own comics based on like classic monsters. He's done some acting and there's all kinds of cool stuff that we're into. But he's a good dude. It was cool seeing him at SquatchCon. It was always nice. We had friends come all the way out from Eastern Washington to say hi because we make such a lasting impression on people that they travel 7 hours just to see us.
And
So
that's the
what is
second year
wrong?
in a row that they've come out, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's when we
Yeah,
met them initially, but
yeah, yeah,
then they came and hung out at the Halloween Expo last year,
yeah.
and then they came out for this, and they'll probably make it a regular thing. Um, so hopefully they invite us back next year. We had fun. Um, I I'd like to try to do 2 days at it, but that's kind of it's hard to try to do something like that if I'm not comped a hotel room because it's so close to home that
Yeah,
I could just sleep in my own bed rather than pay for a hotel.
right.
But I do want to check out more of the events outside of the convention center, like they do down at that new what's it called, Field Hall Art Center or
Field
something.
Hall
They have
Art
yeah,
Center, I
they have
think.
this beautiful theater they built, entertainment center
Yeah.
for like live performance and everything, and they do their big costume contest there. Uh,
I popped in there a couple months ago,
did you?
kind of looking at the place potentially for a new spot for our beer, for the company I work for.
Right, right.
Um, and I ended up getting a tour of the place. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Like they showed me the main theater room that they use, and
Right.
oh man, I'm just looking at the potential for a lot of things in there. But
Yeah.
um,
Well,
yeah,
they've been doing a lot of like cool movie screenings. I know they're doing like Goonies and
I
they're
think they played
doing
Elf there a while ago.
I know on May 4th they're doing one of the Star Wars movies and
Oh, cool.
just
That's
really
gonna be a
cool
great
stuff.
room, man. If you saw the theater room, you'd really like it.
But yeah, I gotta go check it out. It's like really beautiful venue and they got a state of the art sound and it's cool. It's nice to see something like that there because that downtown there in Port Angeles could be really cool. There's a lot of great shops, bookstores, restaurants, uh, antique malls, tattoo shops where we both got work done. Shout out to John Promer at Marked, downtown Port
Great shop,
Angeles, Washington.
wonderful shop, full of
But
talented people.
circle back, I was getting to about the costume thing. Uh, uh, Friends I mentioned that came out from Eastern Washington, Dawn and Orion, their kid won an award in the costume contest, which is cool. So shout out to them. She made this really cool costume. I don't know if it was like a My Little Pony or something, but she like hand made it all. And
Oh,
kid's
that's cool.
talented.
Nice. Yeah, I think
Last year
last year
she
she
was
showed up as
Chucky.
Chucky. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
That was cool.
that's what we bonded with those guys over. But
Yep.
um, yeah, SquatchCon, it's a thing they do every spring in Port Angeles. Definitely recommend checking it out. Like I mentioned, I got lost off track. I was talking about that theater. They started screening thing, like they screened a movie about a haunting in a local lake here, and they screened a little short about that. And actually, the producer is working on getting me a screener so I can check it out. So kind of want to see that. I wish I would have been able to see it that night, but it was just too much going on. I was there all day, and friends in town, want to hang with them a little bit and get home because we want to go to Black Bear Diner. Wanted some
Man, I haven't
breakfast
been
for
there in
dinner.
over a decade.
I think if you were more of like a breakfast guy, you probably
Yeah.
would be more make more point to go there because their
Yeah.
breakfast is like what it's all about.
Yeah.
The
I
rest
just
of their
don't do
food
the
is
eggs,
meh.
man.
Like, do you like you eat a lot of stuff with eggs in it, right?
That's fine. Yeah. I just don't want to eat eggs straight up. Like if they're
Really?
baked into something, I don't care. That's fine. If I can't taste it. But like a quiche where it is a egg-based dish, no.
Yeah. Hmm.
Or even
Interesting.
French toast, like depending on how it's made, sometimes you can really taste the egg batter a little bit more. I
Yeah.
don't care for that either. But,
Hmm.
you know, baked into a cake or something like that, I don't care.
Do you ever? This is like way off our usual topics, but do you ever
It's crypto's
have
culinary
something that you
talk.
do you ever kind of huh? Do you ever have something like that you don't like, and every few years you're like, all right, I'm gonna try it to see if maybe my taste change because sometimes your tastes do change. Like when I was a little kid, I used to hate like fresh tomato.
Yeah.
Now I'll fuck a tomato up or like broccoli. I used to fucking hate broccoli. Now it's like my main staple. Like, and I do that every once in a while. I'll see if I could taste like because my kryptonite is onions.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'll see if I could get one into my mouth. And I can't. Like, my body rejects it. Like, it's just like I get it near my face and I'm like already gagging and can't do it. Like, they just not meant to be. Is it like that bad with eggs or is it
It's the smell. It,
the
I'll be
smell?
straight up honest, man. It's the smell of them. I
You're like
hate the
the
smell of them.
gassiest motherfucker I know, and you can't handle the smell of eggs.
I hate the smell of eggs and I hate the
Man.
smell of tuna fish. And the funny thing is both my father and my cousin enjoy tuna fish and scrambled eggs together.
See, that's weird.
Imagine that smell.
That's, I mean, that, I get that. It's kind of funky because they probably scrambled the tuna with the egg.
Yeah.
So it smells like fucking farts and bad
Asshole.
something. Yeah. It smells like Hadlock's finest.
It smells like the QFC Hadlock bathroom.
Yeah.
If
QFC
you
is a
know, you know.
local, QFC is a local supermarket chain here in this area, and they're part of like Kroger. And yeah,
I
and
swear,
our
some of
bathroom.
you wait to take your gnarliest shits until you get to that bathroom.
What's funny is anybody who uses that bathroom besides either one of us don't listen to us anyways. So y'all are nasty. If you ever do listen, know that we talk about your stinking ass. Life's real horrors, right? Um,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but yeah, so SquatchCon, it's a great family event. After after talking stinky, shitty
Speaking of
bathrooms,
nasty ass
I'll do a great
bathrooms.
family event. Bring the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I swear their bathrooms don't smell like
Well,
shit.
you showed up
They
like
keep them clean.
you weren't scheduled to. Well, you were invited to a pair, but you didn't think you'd be able to, but you showed up with the family. How?
Yeah.
What did the kids think? Did they find anything interesting?
Uh,
Make
not. I
something
mean,
up. Make it sound
yeah,
good for.
yeah.
If they
Well, no,
loved
no,
it, right? Yeah.
no. I had to think about it for a minute. They got a kick out of the little Sasquatch costume. You know, the kid that
Oh,
was
like
walking around
the
in that.
big short Sasquatch. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The
yeah. That's
medium,
pretty cool.
medium
Yeah,
Sasquatch or baby Sasquatch, whatever. You know,
yeah.
they got a kick out of that. Um, and like I was saying, Riker got the horror themed coloring book,
That's the most
and
important thing.
yeah, it was a great choice. Like he picked that out on his own. It was great.
Didn't
Um,
Didn't
made me
Sarah find
proud.
some candle?
Yeah, I think she got a candle from a booth. Yeah, she did.
Remember the
I was
name of the
trying to think of
booth?
what Logan got. Oh, I don't recall the name of the booth. No, I wish I did. Um, let's just say shout out to anybody there that had candles.
Yeah, candle
That
person.
covers all
You
of
know,
them.
we're
Yeah, if
talking
you're
about
selling
you.
candles, you guys are cool. We love your product. Um,
But I mean, if you're really interested in knowing, you could go find like the SquatchCon Facebook page or their website, and they probably still have all like vendors listed, and you'll probably
there you
find
go.
it.
Yep, that's a good way to do it.
There you go.
But yeah, so she got a candle. Riker got the coloring book. I'm trying to remember if Logan even found anything that he wanted. I don't think he did.
He just wanted to
Um,
get the fuck out of there.
yeah, yeah. They were
He's a
getting a little.
homebody.
He is, man. If
Yeah,
it was his choice, we would just never go anywhere. Um, and
I
then
feel that sometimes.
August, who is asleep right next to me right now, he pretty much screamed the whole time that we were in there. I had to just keep rolling the stroller back and forth, and that still didn't help. But
Because you
yeah,
didn't get him a monster coloring book from Kevin Glover.
that was the problem. Yeah, he just couldn't
You know,
tell me.
you know what's cool about
Um,
him? There's a dude that is making a documentary about him.
oh
Because Kevin's
wow,
been doing his thing a long time.
that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to that because he's a really nice guy. He's
Yeah,
super talented and he does cool, fun stuff, and he loves old monster stuff. So
yeah.
automatically that makes him cool. So
I wonder if we might see him this weekend at OCE
he
because I feel like he's been there before.
no, he hasn't.
No? Oh,
No,
okay.
but he will be at Crypticon, which we're gonna transition into because it's our favorite convention. Well, it's one of our favorite conventions of the year because there's multiple that are our favorite. You can
Yeah.
have more than one favorite. It's like we're little kids. I have more than
Shout out
one
to
favorite.
SquatchCon. Shout out to Jet City, Grit City,
Grit, Grit City,
formerly Jet City.
formerly,
Shout out
yeah,
to Halloween Expo.
all of them. Shout out to
Hmm.
Creep IE down in
Yep.
California.
Yep.
I want to go down there again at some point. There's other big cons down there I want to go to though, but I'll get down there again. I just gotta recoup from that fiasco of the last one. Not the convention itself. The convention itself was wonderful. The hotel was wonderful. The travel was bullshit. But anyways, Crypticon. That is coming up. The main point of this episode is to talk about Crypticon because every year, if you listen to us the last 4, almost 5 years, you know that we get into Crypticon, we hype Crypticon leading into Crypticon, we record shit at Crypticon to put out after Crypticon. It's like a whole month and a half of Crypticon
That's
because
right.
it's
We just try to hype it up as much as we can. And we've been talking about the show since day one of this show. And and just
I,
letting you guys all know how much
I'm
we
gonna go back and listen to the first episode now and see if we talk about Crypticon.
metaphorically, just since we started the show.
Yeah,
Let's not say since episode one.
I don't remember what we talked about. I think it was like an intro to you.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But
God
yeah.
damn.
So we usually try to just hype up the event for anybody who is not aware of Crypticon. Because I still run into plenty of people, and I'm sure you do too, that have no idea what the event is. And so we try to let them know about it. And then that leads into our podcast and kind of explaining that we've had multiple guests from previous years of Crypticon on this show. And that leads into letting all of you guys know that if you haven't been keeping up, if you're just jumping into the show now, go back into the archives. I mean, feel free to start at episode 1 and just listen to all of them. But for now, if you want to just get into like the Crypticon spirit, you can look at, like, go into like April of each year, and you'll likely find a couple episodes that are Crypticon
Usually,
themed
yeah.
and featuring guests.
Yep.
We've
And
had
it's
Zach Galligan from Gremlins, um, Kelly Maroney from Night of the Comet. Um, Boy, plenty more that I'm. It's been a long day, um, but there's a good selection, and you're gonna find at least one of those guests from the past that you like, that you might want to check out their interview with us.
yep.
And
And
then
then
hopefully that'll entice you to want to come this year and meet the vendors, meet the celebrities, meet the podcasters.
yeah, I think there's usually a couple other shows that are there promoting stuff. Um, but yeah, you mentioned a lot of our guests. Like normally we would try to get one of the main celebrity guests or anything, but we kind of went a different route this year. We did two shows. Last episode, we talked to our cosplaying friend Kristen, because we want to get a perspective of an attendee who goes all out and dresses up and gets into the convention spirit. And in this one, we're going to talk to somebody who's vended there a few years. He's a comic writer. He's putting out some really cool stuff. We're going to talk to him here in a minute or two, but just want to just run through a couple things at Crypticon before we get into that chat. Some of the stuff going on, some of the guests, like let's see, Mira Sorvino from Mimic and Rami and Michelle and all that stuff. She was like a surprise announcement that we didn't expect.
Yeah, and she's gonna be
Uh,
having a panel too.
most of the guests usually have panels, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is
most of them.
probably some of my favorite part of the convention is hitting the panels.
Yeah.
Doug Bradley, Pinhead from Hellraiser, of
Mm-hmm.
course, Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy are back. They're always a blast, especially Darcy. She's like one of the coolest people who's also been on our show. Um, Andrew Divoff from Wishmaster.
I'm looking forward to talking with him if possible.
Miko
Hopefully get
Hughes.
to go say hi to him.
Miko Hughes from Kindergarten Cop and some other stuff. I know Pet Cemetery. That's like the big thing he's there for, but I just like to throw Kindergarten Cop out there because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
Uh, Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser. One I'm most excited about is Victoria Price. She's a writer and a speaker, and she's the daughter of an absolute legend. This is Vincent Price's daughter, and I am looking forward to hearing some stories about her dad and about her life, what her life was like, as the child of the freaking legend.
Yeah,
So
not
it'd
not to
be,
take away from any other guests, but I think it's pretty special that she's coming out to Seattle
oh yeah,
Crypticon.
oh yeah. The voice, Jenna Davis, who voices Megan,
Yep.
and she was also in Lisa Frankenstein, which I liked. I don't know
Oh,
if you
cool.
watched that.
Yeah, we
Did you
did.
watch it?
Yeah.
I
Sarah
enjoyed
and I
that.
watched it. Yeah, it was fun.
I need to I need to pick up a copy of that. Um, Ryan Barrett, who is in a Violent Nature, which they actually Joe Bob and Darcy showed recently. Who else? Eugene Clark will be there again, scaring the shit out of people,
Of
like
course.
he does, like he
Yep.
does. He's a good dude, though. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Then from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, Mark Patton and Kim Myers, two of the stars of that movie. So this is like a packed show. Then of course we'll be there all weekend hanging out. We got a
Yep.
table out by the vendor hall where all the artists and everything are because we are artists. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of like
There's
in the artist alley, I guess you could say.
yeah,
Is
there's
that?
outside like there's the hall leading to it where there's a bunch of tables set up, and then
Yeah.
there's right inside. We're like right by the door. Um, you'll find us. Uh, then of course they have the film festival. the Crypticon Film Festival, which is a lot of cool stuff. A lot of area friends are going to be showing some films. I think Joe Sherlock is debuting a film there and a bunch of cool stuff. Uh, yeah, Crypticon. It's at the Doubletree in Seattle, SeaTac, May 2nd through the 4th. We're coming up on that. This is our lead in. This is our last episode before Crypticon.
Coming up real soon.
Coming fast. We are super excited about it. And so I mentioned that we chatted with a guy I've gotten to be pretty good buddies with. He's a super talented dude. His name is Craig Hurd-McKenney. And last year, if you're familiar, Gold Key Comics, they used to put out like Star Trek stuff, and they put out Boris Karloff mysteries series, and uh, well, Gold Key relaunched. Some new people took over the name, relaunched it, and they kicked it off with the new Boris Karloff series, with the blessing of the estate and everything. So they got that going, and Craig Hurd-McKenney wrote stories for the Karloff mysteries. I mean, he'd been putting out comics for a while before that, but he wrote something for that, and that kind of helped get his name out there. Um, Last year, he actually popped in on the show last year at Crypticon, and he kind of teased a little something that he's going to dive into in this conversation. He he kind of hinted at an IP that they got the rights to write a comic for. This is not through Gold Key, but this is through another publisher. The name escapes me, but he mentions it like 100 times in this episode. Um, he is writing a Dark Shadows comic based on the Dark Shadows television series.
Nice.
It's
That's cool.
called Curse of Dark Shadows, and it's going to be set in present time. So, like 50 years in the future, like Carolyn and David, who were like the younger people in the original and the TV series, are like older. They're like almost senior citizens now, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff that's brought back up, and I'm not allowed to say a lot about it. I've read it though, and it's pretty. If you're a fan of the TV series, it's awesome. He
Honestly,
really digged into it.
I've never watched the show myself, but my mom told me that she used to come home every day after school and watch it.
It's
Yeah.
fun, man. It's kind of one of those. It's like a soap opera, but like
And that
spooky.
explains her love for soap operas too.
But it's different. It's there's fucking vampires and like it's cool. You should check it out. It's fun. The episodes, they're under a half hour each episode, so you can knock
Cool.
one out here or there. I don't know. Take your phone in the bathroom, take a dump, and watch an episode.
I
It's
feel like
just
I've
it's
seen it
on
on
Tubi.
Tubi,
It's
right?
on
Yeah.
Tubi and I think on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Um, but let's just dig in. Let's just talk to Craig. Um, we as soon as we fired up recording, we just started yapping, and I didn't even introduce him like I normally would. We just fucking went for it.
It happens, man.
So this is you guys meet Craig Hurd-McKenney. He's a great writer, even better dude. He's one of the nicest people, and just super talented and creative, and yeah, you'll kind of get a feel for the mind he has. He's just a creative guy, and he loves horror, especially gothic horror. Um, so yeah, he talks about Curse of Dark Shadows and another book that's coming out on Oni Press, that's re-releasing on Oni Press, called Station Grand. That is kind of like a thriller. It's like I told him it feels like an episode of the Twilight Zone.
Oh,
So sci-fi, horror, creepy stuff. That's fucking I love it. So meet Craig Hurd-McKenney, and we will be back with a couple exciting announcements personally for me and my, I don't want to call it career, but I guess sort of. I think you got to make money to be a career, right? Is that how it works? Anyways,
I think so.
yeah, and yeah. So meet Craig Hurd-McKenney. We'll be back in about half hour, 45 minutes.
Hi, this is Darcy the Mail Girl from The Last Drive-In, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show.
Hello, podcast listeners. This is Halloween of the Halloween Horror Hour, Seattle's Scariety show. We bring you independent short films, music videos, and the history of Halloween. You can find us on Channel 28 in Seattle, or you can join us on YouTube at Halloween Horror Hour. So don't miss a scare. Watch if you dare. We have such shorts to show you.
We're gonna have you hype your two things you're hyping, and probably talk a little bit about Crypticon, because this is like our lead into Crypticon, and we want us to both do well there. Even though I'm not selling anything, but I'll tell everybody to go buy your stuff instead.
Shall we start with the Crypticon stuff? I was going to say this will be my third Crypticon. And initially, when I signed up for Crypticon, I'd never done it. I had always known about it. I knew it was here in Seattle. And as I was getting started in making comics again, I was like, I really should do Crypticon. And it started as kind of an experiment to see what are the sort of Venn diagram of comic shows and horror shows. Like, who are my people that are going to be in the middle of both of those worlds? And Crypticon actually was a much more successful experiment than I was expecting, to be honest. People are really interested in like what's in Artist Alley. They're interested in what's on display from the main vendors. And it's not only a level of interest in what's being, sold there, but also just a genuine interest in the people that are there. So I've had lots of really great conversations with people walking by, talking about, books, sometimes not talking about comics at all, and just talking about like, oh, I like your costume, and then we'll have like a 15-minute talk about Child's Play, So it's just such a cool environment. It's very laid back. Um, and it has just a really strong community vibe that a lot of comic shows don't necessarily have anymore. So I just dig it. This will be my third year tabling, and I'm so excited to be back at Crypticon this year.
That's the one thing that I always like stress and make a point to talk about with Crypticon is that community feel of it. It's everything is just so it's big, but it's just really intimate.
And last year, I'll give an example of what you just said, that intimacy piece. Last year, Toby Poser, who is with the Addams Family filmmaking crew,
Yes, love those guys.
she came through Artist Alley. I've never seen a major guest of a show come through Artist Alley like that. And she made a point to really stop and talk to people. And uh, I had a fantastic conversation with her. I had just seen the latest of their films before Crypticon last year. So we had quite a lot to talk about. I think they're really strong filmmakers, but also just like she didn't have to do that. She didn't have to come through and spend time with us the way that she did, but it sure meant a lot. Like just artist to artist, having those conversations, it was very special. And she actually has one of the blurbs for Station Grand. So I was uh, very happy to get to know her.
We'll chat a little more about Crypticon in a few minutes, but
Yeah.
since you brought up Station Grand, let's talk about this. It's like to me it was a kind of very bare bones but it was such a deep like delve into kind of a, I don't want to say mental illness, but like triggers to mental illness, like loneliness and depression and sleep depravity that could lead to this mental breaking.
Yeah, you're not wrong. As someone who experiences extreme bouts of insomnia, have found myself on the precipice of mental health many times before in my life. So much so that if my insomnia gets really bad, I will start hallucinating. And I thankfully have a really great support system around me that can be like, it's time for meds, because you are so disconnected from reality at that point. At least for me, I'll speak for myself. I don't want to make it seem like I'm speaking writ large for anyone who has a sleep issue. And there are lots of different types of sleep issues, so I can only speak for my own. But I have a great support system that really helps me get through those moments and they're fewer and farther between now, given my own developed self-awareness around, oh yes, this is happening and I can't let it get as bad as it normally does. But it's made a huge difference in my life to have people grounding me. And so when it came time to do Station Grand, that was one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was like the extreme loneliness that it would take for someone to not have a safety net and what would happen if they're on the far side of the galaxy terraforming Venus and they're in this period of darkness. So now we're getting seasonal affective disorder and your circadian rhythm disruption thrown in as well. And to really let that play out and explore it in a way that, as you say, is bare bones. Some of it is symbolic, some of it is broken memories, but at the same time, I think as bare bones as it is, you really can sit with it and study it and think about what is actually happening. Noah Bailey is the artist. Noah and I have talked frequently about what the book means to us. And so I'm always remiss to categorically say what my view of it is because my view of it doesn't matter anymore. It's out in the world now. So I it is my great hope that people can sit with these images, sit with this kind of bare bones location and watch that play out and really think about what do those things mean? What does it mean to be a human being who needs connection? What does it mean to be lonely as a human being when even if we're surrounded by people, we can still feel lonely? And yeah, just I think those things were all on my mind as we were making Station Grand.
There is a lot packed in there under a horror facade.
Yeah, it's 80 pages. So it's you're going to get in and you're going to get out, but it does feel to me. So I'm thank you for saying that. It does feel to me like there is a lot in a really short space. The sort of format is a format that our editor Gabe Granillo was kind of championing. He had several sci-fi stories that were in this hardcover short format. And that's I think what initially Noah's art and the package that we did when we kickstarted it, because we originally kickstarted it. I think all of those things were things that really spoke to what Gabe was trying to do with this shorter form, really trying to push what American comics could present in a shorter format. But yeah, there's a lot we cover a lot of ground in a very short amount of time.
And like I said, the bare bones comment isn't like taking away anything. It's just there's so much to take in with just like a minimal approach to it.
Yeah,
And
I don't
honestly,
I don't Oh, I just want to say really quickly, I don't take bare bones as any sort of like detriment. In fact, I think it's the most like clear way I've heard somebody talk about it. So I appreciate that. I think it's helpful for people to hear that because the approach is bare bones. So there's nothing negative to that for me.
It's like says a lot with so little. And I honestly I found myself reading it and it didn't like hit me until the end of the story. And then I found myself like really going through all the emotions and the thoughts of it, like how deep it was and everything. And I think this would be a good book to check out for people that do like a good thrilling story.
I will safely say that uh, I mentioned earlier that we did it Kickstart it first.
Yep.
So this edition is a brand new edition. It actually has new content that was not in the original version. We have a new introduction, which gives a little bit more backstory to Dr. Kinney, the main character. That was one thing that Gabe felt like we could give it a little bit more breathing space, just so we felt like we could empathize with the character a little bit more and better understand what was kind of fueling some of his experiences on Venus, which I think makes the book that much stronger. So shout out to Gabe. It's a lovely hardcover with a spot treatment, a glossy spot treatment. It just looks beautiful. Our designer Winston outdid himself on the book. I did not know that he was going to be using so much green. Green is my favorite color. I'm wearing green right now. So to me, the book is just a joy to look at. And then we've got a little making of section at the back. So you'll get a little bit of a deep dive into what went on, like kind of Noah's thought process around the art that he created for the book. And then you'll see we did want to include the original cover because we both loved it so much. But we have this wonderful new cover that is by Noah as well, that is inspired by old 30s and 40s pulp science fiction novels. So we wanted that to be the feel of the book, and that's why we have a new cover for this one. So lots of new things, even if you kickstarted it, and if you kickstarted it, thank you. We hope you'll check it out in its new Oni Press form. Available now. I'll have copies at Crypticon, and you can find it at your friendly local comic shop and or online retailer.
Do it if you're a fan of like you say sci-fi. I feel like it was a I felt like I was watching an episode of the Twilight Zone.
That's very high praise and I appreciate it.
So that's if
I'll
you're
take
into
that.
that, check it out. Oni Press always puts out great stuff, and they put out they their books are just beautiful, high quality, everything. And as you showed me the cover with the nice little glossy figure on the front and everything, and it looks cool. It looks good. Pretty sure you could probably find it on Oni Press online. I'm guessing they probably have Amazon and everything.
You can find it at your friendly local comic shop, or barring that, at your friendly online retailer of choice.
Just get it somewhere. Get the dang book. But yes, go to your comic shop. Come to Crypticon first,
Come to Crypticon. I will have copies at my table.
then check the comic shop,
Yes,
and
for
then
sure.
do whatever you gotta. Just get it. You are also in the finishing up stages. Coming soon, a very legendary IP that is dropping. I don't know when yet. Hopefully, you could give a little insight on that. But
I can, because the last time that we spoke, we talked about it, and I could not say very much about it. But now I can say a lot more. So this summer in July, Curse of Dark Shadows will debut at San Diego Comic-Con. I will have a preview with me at Crypticon. It's the first like 5 or 6 pages of the book. It is an officially licensed book that picks up in the current day from the TV show. So there have been a lot of comics, there have been a number of films, there have been a lot of novels and audio dramas. The only source material that we have for the book is the show. So we're kind of imagining anything else as parallel time. I don't want to negate anything that anyone is doing or that anyone loves, because fans, they love what they love, and that's amazing. That's what I love about fandom, and I want it all to be existing and real. And if you love it, it happened. And if you don't love it, it didn't happen. But the
Pretty much.
show is our only source of truth when it comes to what I wrote in the script. The art will be by Jock, who did the body trade for Mad Cave Studios and In Hell We Fight for Image Comics. His wife May is working on colors. He's got some assistance from our mutual collaborator Gervasio, and then Lucas Gattoni, who lettered the Blue Beetle comic for DC Comics. He also letters my queer Victorian horror series, Some Strange Disturbances. He'll be doing letters for us on Curse of Dark Shadows as well. I can also tell you Barnabas is back. He is still a young man. And the interesting contrast is that now David and Carolyn are in their 60s and 70s. And that contrast will be a lot of fun.
Can you, without spoiling anything, kind of give an idea where the story's going?
Sure. So Carolyn has a promise that she must keep, and it requires Barnabas to come home. He's been away from Collinwood for some time, and he's got to come home to Collinsport in order for Carolyn to fulfill this promise that she made a long time ago. So those three characters are joined by Carolyn's students. She has become a professor of parapsychology, which, if you're a big fan of Dark Shadows, you'll know that Sam Hall kind of teased that in his TV Guide article after the end of the show. And it did make a lot of sense to me rewatching the show that Carolyn was the most involved of the younger cast in some of these things. Obviously, there was Maggie, she was involved, but Carolyn actually like served as a medium and was more aware, more hip to the supernatural jazz that was happening on the show. So she has become a professor of parapsychology, and her graduate students will be kind of our new point of view characters. So those are our six main characters.
Sorry, I gotta write down supernatural jazz because that's I'm gonna use that. Hashtag supernatural jazz. That
That
needs to
one
be
will
like a
be
t-shirt thing.
oh, sorry.
I need a t-shirt that says supernatural jazz.
Yes. And we'll dance to it at the Blue Whale.
Very
This book
good.
is about 160 pages long. It may be a little bit longer. We have a really long main story. It's like 125, 130 pages. I created some dossier pages. We can't fit all the characters in that everybody loves, but I know people want to see them. So I kind of gave Carolyn's write-ups of these people that we've seen on the show before. So it's really from her voice and her view of them and her experience with them. And we've got a ton of great artistic talent represented in those dossier pinups. What else do we have? There's a making of section again. I kind of love a making of section. I like people to see how the sauce is made, if you will. And then what else do we have? Yeah,
I've
I think
seen
that rounds out the book.
samples. It's kind of hard to not blurb my mouth because I've seen samples and seen a little bit, and there's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about at Crypticon. But
There's a lot to chew on in that book. If Station Grand is bare bones, Curse of Dark Shadows is really much like a long Gothic novel.
yeah,
I studied Gothic literature and Victorian literature when I was in school. I love Southern Gothic literature. It really is the stuff that sort of speaks to my life as someone who grew up in the South. And I tried to bring all of that with just a genuine love for the show. I really wanted this to feel like it could be contemporary, and um, I'll play a little bit of supernatural jazz. I'll toot my own horn and say, I think we did it. I think we did it. And yeah, I'm so excited for people to see it. Both of these I've been sitting on for a really long time. With Station Graham, we did have the Kickstarter that kind of put it in some people's hands. But with the Oni release of that and Curse of Dark Shadows coming from Hermes Press, they did all the old Gold Key reprint comics for Dark Shadows. They've reprinted all the Marilyn Ross novels. Um, like Hermes is a great support, and I'm ready for everybody to see it so we can talk more about it.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's like me. I haven't completed the series. I'm slowly but surely going through the TV series. Um, it's actually out there. You can watch it on like Tubi and like everywhere. So check it out.
It's still available on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
They will often do really great deals on the full set of DVDs. It's there are 1,200 and something episodes. So there's a lot, and it's a lot of discs. But if you prefer your media physical, then keep your eyes peeled for online sales of that, because it comes in this really beautiful like coffin case, and you open the coffin and then the DVDs are inside.
Yeah, I need it. I need it. But I'm saying it really does feel like part of the show. Feel like an extension of the show.
Oh, thank you.
But
That makes me feel so good to hear that.
it was this cool little thing you did. I don't know if I could mention it, but just you
can
did
mention it when we stop recording.
I'll delete it if can. But no, a little thing you did, you guys added reference points to episodes.
Oh yes, we can talk about this.
Okay.
I was thinking you were talking about
It
something.
was just for some reason that little concept just like was brilliant. I thought it was a brilliant concept that I've never seen in a comic to that in that way.
I'll tell you why we have those in there. I was writing it with the idea in mind that you didn't have to see 1,200 episodes of a show to be able to pick this up as a fan of like the genre of the horror genre. I wanted everybody to be able to pick it up, and that this could potentially be someone's first experience with Dark Shadows. So I wanted it to be really user friendly, but also like you can't pick up a series with beloved characters 60 years later and not reference some of their past experiences to give it some gravitas. So our artist Jock, this is where we're kind of a perfect team, because Jock has these amazing representations of like the characters' moods, and like their faces perfectly match what's happening in the scene. But like he's just not somebody who like I think maybe he's watched all of 5 episodes because I gave them to him to watch as kind of like homework before we started. Um, and we're human beings, so we can't see and do it all. But Jock really held me accountable as someone who's seen all of the episodes multiple times. He really held me accountable to, I'm if I don't understand this, I'm just not sure that somebody else who is new is going to understand it. So we went back and forth and back and forth. And this is, I involved Lucas in the conversation as well, because I was like, Lucas, can we do something? Like, I know we used to have those old editorial notes in all the Marvel comics, which I really loved, especially in the X-Men, because that was really my main Marvel jam, where they would say, see issue blah, 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 or see Marvel team up number 142. So it was this really like interconnective thing, and you didn't have to like buy all the books, but it was just super cool to know that these other things existed. So our goal in doing that was simply like, if you want to go and see the episode where this emotional nugget comes from, we're going to give you the number, and you can go to Tubi, you can go to the DVD set, you can go to Amazon Prime, and you're going to have a much easier time finding it. And that was the thing that we all felt really good about settling on, to balance new and longtime fans.
Think like yeah, that's gonna like you say, people that haven't watched the show are gonna look at this comic and be like, "What the hell is that about? I need to go see it." And then
I
it's
hope
gonna
that's
suck
what
them into
happened.
the show, and they're gonna create new fans, and that's because of you
Yeah,
guys.
streaming did a really great favor for Dark Shadows. It was out of circulation for a long time. Um, they aired it very early on in the life of the Sci-Fi Channel, but they were still missing some episodes. So really, the only way that we've had full access to it has been through streaming, and it's created such a new large faction of fans just from streaming. So I really feel like it's a perfect time to strike on this property, which uh, it continues to have life in it, or undeadness to it, as the case may be. And I just really hope that
A little more supernatural jazz in
a
the
little
tank, right?
supernatural jazz going on up in there. But yeah, I hope people will give it a try, even if you haven't seen the show, even if your experience is only the Tim Burton movie. We do not have a comedic tone. That was not the tone of the show. And there are things that I really like about that movie. The fandom is sort of like very split on what that represents. But again, it goes back to every single thing that has been introduced as an add-on to the Dark Shadows universe is someone's entry point into the property. So I'm hoping that we have provided enough that everyone who has a different entry point, and even for those that this will be their entry point, that you will feel like there's something for you to latch onto in Curse of Dark Shadows.
I think you guys nailed it in that sense. So San Diego Comic Con, it's
Yes.
launching.
Mm-hmm. And Hermes usually has a panel that they do every year, and so that panel will be a Dark Shadows panel. They will be talking about the upcoming 60th anniversary of Dark Shadows. Uh, we are getting the opportunity to be heavily featured in the panel, so please come, if you're at San Diego Comic Con, to the Hermes press panel, and you will hear some more about Curse of Dark Shadows. We're going to have Jock is actually working right now on some exclusive posters for San Diego. What else? He's going to be sketching. Like Jock is amazing. He's just a lovely gentleman to begin with. But if you ever see Jock at a show, like Jock is going to draw something amazing, like either on a backing board or in the book for you, and doesn't charge anything for it. So if you're there, you'll be able to get one of those. We're gonna try to, Jock lives in Argentina, so we don't always it's not like I can just drive down the street and hang out with him. We're gonna try to get as much stuff into your hands as we can while he's here. We may be signing books all weekend at San Diego, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna be happy about it, and hopefully we'll be able to leave some behind that folks can order from Hermes Press if they can't make it to San Diego. That's my main point. Is we really want to try to make everyone feel connected, but we're also working under the pressure that Jock lives in Argentina, and so we don't have him with us that often. And we're going to try to make as much of a connection with y'all as we can.
Nice. That's exciting. So you guys are all going to be down there for San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it down, but sadly, I don't think I'm doing it this year.
I haven't been in years. I haven't been in years since it expanded, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm also really excited.
You guys got something special that you're going to be launching there, so there's definitely that excitement. And then just going to conventions is fun. I mean, you meet a lot of good people. I mean, it's how we met through
Yeah.
conventions,
Yeah.
and it's nice. That's all
that
I can
really
think of saying. It's nice. It's a nice sign.
but your point really does bring it back to this idea that Crypticon presents that same kind of space where, it's not a San Diego size con. It's very cozy. It's very communal. You do get a chance to really have these great conversations and build community in that way. And so that's my goal always with shows, especially Crypticon, is really just to be there and enjoy the time that I have with folks who are coming up and asking questions, getting to know people like you, because again, as you said, like we met at Crypticon. So just a really great opportunity to have these types of conversations with like-minded people who love things similar to you and who love things that are different to you and you can learn from. Um, so just another shout out to Crypticon.
Yeah. And then it's just like it's like a reunion too. You know what I mean?
It
It's every
really
year. Like
is.
we're gonna get to see you again, and now it's I got the people that you always look forward to seeing every year, and then meeting more, and it's a good vibe at Crypticon, and like you say, it is like we both stress is very intimate and close and tight show, but it's huge and there's so much going on. Everything from all the vendors and writers and artists and stuff like yourself, and then we have celebrities. We got some cool people there this year.
Yeah.
Victoria Price, I'm excited about her. Like, I got to make sure
That's
to
going to
break
be a
away
good
for.
talk. I'm
Yeah,
really excited by that. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get away from the table for a little bit to hear
yeah,
her talk.
right. That's definitely one that I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, everybody loves Joe Bob and Darcy. They're always cool and
Yes,
fun. Yeah,
yes. I will say, we were talking a little bit about the stress of shows or like the noise of shows. The
yeah.
really incredible thing about the hotel where Crypticon is hosted, it's the DoubleTree, right? The
The
DoubleTree,
DoubleTree, yep,
yeah,
and SeaTac, yep.
in SeaTac. And the convention is split by this outside, it's sort of like an enclosed outdoor park. I'll say in quotation marks. Those were air quotes for those of you who can't see me right now, which is
They
all
can
I'm
hear
doing.
him. Yeah, they can
Yeah.
hear him.
And it's amazing just like for a quick, if you need like a quick 10-minute decompress, you can just go sit outside, you get fresh air. People used to smoke out there. They don't anymore, thankfully. They smoke at the front door. Um, but it's so if you get like if you're at all concerned about being overwhelmed, like there is this really great space where you can just kind of go and rest.
Yeah.
And so it's I used to think this is such a weird such a weird layout, but in fact like now that I've done it a couple of times, I'm really grateful to have that space where I can just go get some fresh air for 2 seconds and I'm not
Yeah.
that far away from my table and I can get back to the table pretty quickly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of us that like live in the hotel for that weekend.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just I could just wander off, go up to my room, hang out. Don't got to use the public restroom, all the important
Yes.
stuff.
Well, and listen, we've all been at enough shows. We know that with the heavy hitting that happens during these cons on the public restrooms, we may not want to go in there.
Well, I gotta say though, the DoubleTree does a good job with keeping up on
They
the
are
restrooms.
always impressive with keeping the
Yes,
restrooms impeccable during
that's
Crypticon.
that's the main reason to go to Crypticon is clean bathrooms, and then then there's a lot of talented folks and cool
Yes.
stuff and celebrities and stuff, but the bathrooms are clean. But no, it's a good show. It's gonna be a good. Is there anybody that we just talked about Victoria Price? Like,
Yeah.
who doesn't want to hear stories from her? But is there anybody else that you're kind of interested in seeing their art firsthand or saying hi to?
Well, I always, one of the things that I love about Crypticon is I always see, like you were saying, you see the same table neighbors. I call them table neighbors. I used to do a series of talks on my Instagram page called Table Neighbors. And I would go back and I would interview and catch up with people that I had tabled next to at past shows. I really started doing more of them during the pandemic. And so that's always fun to see people that I've seen in the past. I'm looking forward to, Victoria Price. I was also really surprised that Mira Sorvino is going to be joining.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that was really exciting. And I also am a big fan of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. So having Kim Myers and Mark Patton there is of great significance to me for multiple reasons. Um, but I think if you know anything about the backstory of what that did for Mark Patton's career, if you've seen the documentary about A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, but you have a much deeper understanding of like the significance of that to a large part of fandom. What else? I mean, there's so many like amazing events happening. They do like a lot of makeup demos. They've got the Hearst Club. Um, there's the 13th floor kind of party zone, which I have never experienced, but Godspeed if that's
It's a
your
good
thing.
time, but I gotten a little too old for that. But
Yeah,
it's
I got to get home to my dogs at the end of the day, and I'm local, so I just drive home at the end of the night. But yeah, like enjoy yourself, be safe, have fun if you're going up there. They have I believe, now you'll have to hold me accountable to this. I almost said they've got the short film festival happening as well, but do they do full length films as well in
yep.
the
They had their whole film festival's features and shorts, and they
nice?
go from morning till after midnight. I
Yeah,
think the last movie started like midnight, so it's like
yeah,
stuff happening damn near 24 hours a day.
yeah,
They, you get a couple hours of sleep, but that's a funny thing. I see a lot of people do like to party and stuff. You'll they're all people that work all year, and they don't get out and party much. So you
yeah.
see they get to unwind, but then you see them on like Saturday morning and Sunday morning. That first watch everybody that first 2 hours that have been there all weekend. And just look how beat they look. They just it kind of makes me laugh, but I don't miss those days.
No, certainly not. Last thing I'll say is that they've got a ton of writing events that are happening. So if you're at all like a writer, and I'm not going to qualify what I mean by a writer. If you are a writer, if you are writing, you are a writer. If you are a writer, um, there's tons of activities that are available in terms of like writing sessions. So I would encourage you to take part in that. And as another like additional bonus nugget, I am a member of the Horror Writers Association of America's Seattle chapter. And the Seattle chapter will be tabling as well. So there's lots of information about joining our chapter. And again, just to have some really good uh, strong conversations around the writing or the creating that we all do in the genre that we love. So I hope you'll check out the Horror Writers Association Seattle chapter table that will be available as well.
Pretty sure there's going to be a couple filmmaking panels too.
Oh,
So
nice.
aspiring
Yeah.
filmmakers go learn something. Writers go network. There's something for everybody. If you're a fan of the horror genre, if you're a creator of the horror genre, if you're just a casual, you want to see what it's all about, you will find something at this show. Whether you're into hardcore gore, if you're into you know dark shadows, there's something for everybody.
Come by booth 174 and see me. That's where I'll be. Like I said, I'll have my preview of Curse of Dark Shadows. I'll have Station Grand. I'm currently scrambling to get some more copies of it. Uh, my friendly local comic shop is doing me a solid and they ordered some for me. Oni has switched up their request process, and so everyone's kind of uncertain as to what the process is. So I am going to get more copies from them, but in the short term, I'm getting copies from my friendly local comic shop, Phoenix Comics on Broadway in Seattle. If you're visiting for Crypticon, please go by and see them. But I'll have Station Grand, the Curse of Dark Shadows preview. I'll have the 3 main issues of Some Strange Disturbances, that queer Victorian horror comic that I talked about. I found a box of the Christmas special that we did during the pandemic. So I'll have those available as well in very short supply. So that's the last box I have of those. They're not going to be reprinted. If you've been looking for that, I'll have that. Jock and I did a book like maybe 2 years ago called The Lodger. It's a one and done horror comic that is set in the 1950s. He jokingly calls it part of the Craigverse because it does have a connection to other books, but you don't need to know that right away in order to enjoy it. And then I also just got some more copies of Boris Karloff Gold Key Mysteries #1. Jock and I have a short story in that as well. So I'll have some more copies of Boris Karloff Gold Key Mysteries from Gold Key Comics. They're back, y'all, and they just launched a Kickstarter for a sci-fi book. So keep an eye on them. They're still doing some really cool stuff. In fact, they just started doing kind of a vintage reprint. They got permission from the Boris Karloff estate to do a reprint of Chiller, I believe. Boris Karloff Chiller, Boris Karloff Thriller. What is it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, Boris Karloff Thriller. Sorry, I said Chiller. Chiller is something else. Boris Karloff Thriller. They just did a reprint of that as well. So check all of that out. I will not have that, but please come by and see what I have. I will get you set up with something to take away. Booth 174.
Come see him at Crypticon. Come hang out with us. We have a table. We'll be outside the vendor hall. Go to San Diego. If you're in San Diego, go to San Diego. Get a hold of that Dark Shadows comic. You're gonna dig it. Whether you're a fan or not, you'll become one. I promise.
And I'm trying to keep my website updated as well with signings and links to special things like the poster. I'm not sure how many we're going to be able to do, but I will keep folks updated there. You can visit that website at hspcomics.com. So HSP Comics with an X.com. But I will try to keep you all up to date. So, we don't want things to be super hard to get, but we're also just working as hard as we can, with being human beings who have limitations to ensure that if you want it, you're able to get it.
Yep. And then of course your social medias, you're always busy on there.
Yeah, I'm at Headshake on Instagram, just like it sounds, shaking of your head, HEADSHAKE.
All right, and I will make sure to link those up in the show notes for this episode. Hopefully we got everybody excited for the books. Hopefully we got everybody excited to come and hang out with us at Crypticon. It's very important.
I got myself excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for
Crypticon I'm ready to be now. Here. Like, let's go. Let's go. I'm good. I'm ready to go. So we will see you at Crypticon, and
I'll see you in just under, what is it, 17 days?
It's under 2 weeks, or just about 2 weeks, somewhere in there. By the time this episode releases, we'll be 2 weeks away and ready to rock. So we will see you guys at Crypticon.
Thanks again for having me on. It's always a pleasure, and I'll see you at Crypticon.
My lords and ladies, Lord Blooddraw here, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. Now, if you're a horror fan, you know this is the place to be. Ha ha!
All right, we've been sitting here waiting and just letting that interview play for 45 minutes. I know you all believe that. Hope you enjoyed the chat. Wish I could have been there, but I know you always hold it down.
But it was good, man. He's a good dude. I'm definitely gonna look forward to hanging with him at Crypticon. We already made a plan to.
Looking forward to
I'm excited.
meeting them there.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'll make sure you meet him.
Yeah,
good guy.
Yeah, I know, man. We're just going to hang out with our people. Like I don't think I've ever been so excited for the month of May before attending
it's-
Crypticon.
Well, we've been hyping this convention and attending it. I've been attending it since you were in diapers when you were like
No, what's the
20.
first year that you went?
I don't even remember, man. I don't even remember. It's probably over 10 years ago,
Yeah.
at least. But we've been attending, and finally they invited us this year to be a guest vendor
Yeah.
set up. We're
We're
not going to bring any
very
merch or anything. We're just there to hang out, promote stuff. We're gonna, bring our usual promo stuff, but we want to hang out with everybody, and like I said, hype the show, make new friends, hopefully bring in some new listeners, maybe get some content for the show and for our patrons, and of course, our patrons. Go to patreon.com/Steve Crypto, become a patron, and you'll get
That's
some
right.
cool stuff over there. But that's it. Crypticon, May 2nd through 4th. Lots of guests, as we mentioned, lots of great vendors, lots of our friends. Chad's going to be there. Chad Shares, who is regular on our show. Just so many people. It's like too many to even think about. Like, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to keep track of everybody. Like, oh, I got to make sure to see this person and that person and say hi to this one and that one. Got to see like our buddies in the horror addicts, and
Yep.
I'm gonna be rooming with Willie, who is one of our
Oh,
biggest
nice.
supporters and been
Yeah.
around.
I'm guessing we can count on seeing our friend Eli there.
I'm pretty sure he's there.
Yep.
Eli Wolf be there.
Yep.
Did I say the horror addicts?
Yep.
Yes. Hoping, I want to run into Joe Sherlock. He's a good dude.
Kevin Sheen might pop in. I think we've
We'll
seen
see.
him there a couple times.
The man behind the great
And his buddy Gail.
Ballsville Film Festival. Yeah.
Yep.
I was, the other day I was thinking of those guys. I was like, I wonder if he's coming, and I couldn't think of his buddy's name. Gale. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Gotta
they're nice
remember
guys,
that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta remember that. And the Paulsville Film Festival.
Yep.
If you're ever in the Northwest, and they usually do it in what, September, October,
I think it was
somewhere in there.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
October maybe.
Hit this festival. It's like a short film festival, and I do
Yep.
think they show a couple features. But what I love about it is they have a horror and thriller category.
Yeah,
They
it's
do a block
so
of
nice
horror
that they
films.
represent it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. But there's so many people, we can't name everybody that's going to be there at Crypticon. But we're coming to see you guys and hang out. I can't wait. I'm excited, and
Steve's
thank
gonna be
you
there the
again.
whole time. Oh,
I'll be
sorry.
there. I'll be living there all weekend.
Yeah, he'll be there all weekend. I'll be there Saturday, Sunday. Yeah,
So,
come
and
say
we're
hi.
not selling merch, so we're gonna be poor. So if you want to buy me dinner, um, I won't say no. I love coffee.
Yeah, let's go hang out, guys. We can take breaks from the booth and yeah.
Yeah. So, that being said, thank you, Craig Hurd-McKenney. Best of luck with the comics. I'm excited. I need to get copies of them. I didn't mention, he mentioned in the show, but I wanted to congratulate him again for the Dark Shadows comic. They're launching it as you mentioned, at San Diego Comic Con, and they got a big thing
Perfect.
planned for it. So that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that out of the way, a couple things I need to announce from my personal stuff. First off, if this episode gets out in time, this weekend, Saturday, April 26th, the OCE is back. Olympic Collectible Expo. Crypto Zoo will be set up there. What's the deets?
Silverdale, Washington, Kitsap Mall from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 40 vendors, bigger than ever before. Melody Cohn, who is the voice of Lucy from Charlie Brown, she'll be there hanging out. It's very family very family friendly. We just want to get the word out, man. I'll be honest with all of you, we're not really allowed to promote it inside the mall. So we need every bit of help that we can get. So I know it's last minute, but any of you that are listening, tell your friends, share, find the post, go to my page, find it, share it.
I just shared
anything.
it too, so you'll see it on mine.
Yeah, anything you can do to get the word out is helpful. So,
If
because
you're in the
we've
area,
had a lot of traffic come through each time, and it's great to see the traffic flow and whatnot, but a lot of it's just people passing through, or they'll stop and they're like, oh, this is cool, but they're heading to Winco, they're heading to JC Penney. They're not prepared to stop
be in the
and
JC Penney much longer.
spend money with the nerds.
JC Penney's struggling again. They're
Yeah.
closing a lot of stores, so I think Macy's closed too.
Yeah, I think they just closed recently. Yeah.
It's got Winco and Dick's.
This mall is just a shell of what it used to be. And, not to be cocky here, but we are kind of bringing some traffic to a not dying mall, but to a mall that's hanging on.
Winco is saving them all.
Yeah.
You got a
But
24-hour discount grocery store. That's fucking in a small city. That's money.
that's true. Yeah. No, Winco is the number one thing, but I'm just saying, it does help that 40 vendors are going to be there on Saturday for a free convention. Be nice to be able to promote it.
There is a good chance I'll probably show up for a little while. And of course you're gonna have all your stuff you're selling, Funkos, collectibles, toys
Yep.
and stuff.
Pokemon.
You'll probably have some Steven Crypto promo stuff to hand out to people. So
Yes, sir.
we'll be represented there. Don't you guys
That's right.
worry.
Yep.
Um, Speaking of that mall, they have a great comic shop. It's called Kitsap Comic and Games,
Yeah.
which I'm hoping he mentioned he might be interested in carrying a new publication that I'll be writing for. I'm going to be
Perfect.
writing for a new magazine launching. It's going to be kind of in the vein of like scary monsters, famous monsters of filmland, like the old airy and creepy, like you know, Tales from the Crypt kind of a vibe. And it's going to be all sci-fi and horror. We have like a collection of writers. Frank Dietz, who is an actor and writer, been in a bunch of 80s classic horror movies. Mick Strawn is going to be joining us on the next episode. Um, he's a set designer and effects guy and stuff from a lot of classic horror films. What else we got? We got I can't remember the guy's name, but we got a dude from Guar contributing. Um, then me, of course, on their Kickstarter, they have me listed as an indie icon. So you guys fucking remember that. I'm an icon now. I am a fucking indie icon. But no, it's called Space Monsters Magazine. There is a Kickstarter to launch this first episode, and I've posted a link to it on social media. You can also get more info at spacemonsters.art. That's SPACEMONSTERS.ART. And just a quick little thing I think I mentioned before, but I'm going to be writing a regular column. And my column is called Indie Decent Exposure because I love indie horror and I want to give them decent exposure. And just indecent just sounds cool.
Yeah.
Indie decent. That's just
Yeah.
fun little play on words because if you know us on this show, we're pretty fucking indecent with our poop jokes and our dumb humor and our nonsense. Breaking out into talk about cooking in the middle of our horror podcast. But it's pretty indecent. But indie decent exposure is going to be my column, and I'm going to be covering creators in horror, mostly filmmakers, probably. But there's a lot of other talented people out there that should get some love too. But my first is going to be Bobby Knipe Jr., who's been on this show, and I just love his work and just the approach he has to his filmmaking and the respect he shows to past generations of filmmakers. So I wanted to feature him in the first indie decent exposure column. So that's coming. It's going to be in early summer, I believe it's dropping. But now you can get on the Kickstarter, pre-order copies. It's the best way to get it. If you're a retailer, like I mentioned, Kitsap Comic and Games. He mentioned he might be interested in carrying it. If you're a retailer, there is like a retailer perk on there where you could get a stack of them at a good price, so you could sell them however you want to sell them. But we're just trying to get it in as many shops, get it in as many hands, get some interest. We have, if you, uh, I'm gonna post soon on thestevestrout.com, but we've been getting like a flood of pretty well-known people reviewing it and giving us amazing reviews. Like Sam Irvin gave us an awesome review. Mick Theron, who's going to be joining us soon, gave us an awesome review. That guy's worked on like Nightmare on Elm Street movies and all kinds of cool shit.
Oh, wow.
So we have like a who's who working on this, and of course the indie icon that is me. Um, but yeah, so that's the thing. I'm really excited about that, and I want to see where this goes. And hopefully you guys support it. Check it out. Hopefully you guys dig it. Like I said, we have talented people working on it. Space Monsters Magazine coming soon. What else was it I wanted to mention? Oh, uh, I do a lot of work with MMH Productions. Uh, Nightmares Unleashed. I was a producer on that film. He finally has it ready and has a premiere date announcement. It's gonna be May 17th at Atlas Cinemas, the Lakeshore 7 in Euclid, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cleveland. It's gonna be a big premiere, and some of the cast is gonna be there. The Matthew Mark Hunter, the writer, director, effects guy, he basically edits it. He does everything. He does it all. But kid's talented. He's got a future. He's gonna be there, of course. I wish I could be there, but he wants me to be there, but I can't. I don't have it in me to travel again yet. But May 17th, Euclid, Ohio. Uh, do it. Go check it out. It's like $10 to go to a movie premiere and mingle with the stars of the movie.
Man, I'd love to go to a movie premiere. I mean, you
Yeah.
pay more for a normal movie at a AMC or a Regal.
Yep.
Pay almost double that.
And of course, I have to mention my claim to fame in the movie world, Stoner Snakes. Stoner Snakes 2 is out. Came out on 420. How fitting.
Of course.
Stoner Snakes 2, stoned again. I do the voice of Milo, and my role like is expanded a lot. Like I'm a star now. I'm
An indie icon.
I'm an indie icon. I'm gonna make a
Right.
T-shirt. Indie icon, the
Yeah.
Steve Stroud. But yeah, that's out now. Of course, those are on YouTube. Physical media of those is coming soon, so I will definitely have those on the table at conventions.
You know what would be a smart idea? I don't know if he could do this, but a package of Stoner Snakes 1
Both
and 2.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's I can't say too much, but that might be in the works. So yeah, go follow MMH Productions. He's a good dude, and doing some fun stuff. And that's pretty much everything we have. Why don't you run through where people can support us again?
Once again, you can head over to one of the best websites in the world, and that is patreon.com/Steve Crypto. Go over there and get that bonus content. It's waiting for you. You can contribute as little as $1 a month. And
go join. My headphones are falling apart.
Yeah.
And
my babies need food.
And I need to pay the web hosting for StevenCrypto.com. And yeah. So yeah, go join. Yeah, go kick us a couple bucks at buymeacoffee.com.
I hit you in the soft spot. This baby's been wearing the same diaper for a week.
No, my headphones is more
I'm
important.
Kidding.
But yeah, my these phones is getting some work. They're like I put them on and like the plastic like on like the foam that goes on around the foam. It almost feels like the fake leather shit. it's really thin, and now mine's starting to flake and fall apart. And like every time I take them off, I find a little like I'll go look in the mirror and find like little black specks of plastic on me, and I think it's a bug, and I freak out.
Yep. I've
Happens every
actually
fucking time.
done the exact same thing because I've had these headphones since I was 21. I used to use these headphones for when I was DJing, and
And I mean, they
so
still work. I know I
yeah,
want this. I probably want the same kind of headphones I got because I love them.
yeah,
They work.
and you know they're gonna
I
last you
just,
another 15 years or whatever.
yeah. So I'll be like, oh, just holding the muscle to my head and like wrapping tape around my head to hold them on because the fucking strap broke or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta get some new ones.
Yeah, and that's where you guys can help. So head over to Patreon.
There you go. There you go.
Go get that bonus content.
Or
And
if you work for a audio sound company that makes great headphones and like to sponsor a couple episodes,
there you
and
go.
send us headphones, and we'll talk about how great they are on the show.
Yeah, we'll test them out.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that they sound wonderful, and I'm sure they do. You know,
And
if we're sponsored by them, then of course they're the
we
finest
sound
headphones.
like
They're the greatest headphones you'll ever find. The best, wonderful, tremendous headphones.
now we sound like fucking pathetic beggars. So let's move on to
Let's
tell them about the Facebook group.
Speaking of begging, let's go over to Etsy/shop/Stephen Crypto merch. No, you actually get something out of that. Not only do you get to wear some merchandise to support your third favorite podcast, but you get to know that you're supporting some podcasters, and hopefully that warms your heart as much as it does ours. So go and get a t-shirt to cover up that heart, and get a coffee mug. It's gonna make your coffee taste
don't
better.
ever cover up your heart. Let it show. Wear that motherfucker on your sleeve or something.
You no shirt,
No,
no
don't do
shoes, no
that.
service. You gotta have a shirt
I
on.
don't care if you're fucking naked listening to this show. I'd appreciate it more if you were wearing a Steven Crypto t-shirt while you're listening. But I got no pants on right now. I'm actually sitting on my toilet taking a dump while I'm recording this.
Are you drinking out of your Steven Crypto coffee mug?
No, but
Oh, you could be.
your Wolfman
And so
poster
could you guys
behind you
listening
is-
right now.
Your Wolfman poster is making it hard to poop, though. Just kidding. There's no Wolfman poster, and I'm not on the toilet. But
you
am
are
on
still
social media.
Never mind. Social medias, the Street Strout, Crypto288, and of course, join that Facebook group. Become a member. We're waiting for you. Join the group. Show us some things you're working on, or just check out what everybody else is working on. You don't have to have a project that you are in the middle of to be a part of the group, but we'd love to have you there.
Just come and say hi. Post
Yeah.
a fun horror meme or something. Get in on some conversations.
Yeah. And if you're in the Seattle area and you haven't got your tickets for Crypticon yet, go to crypticonseattle.com and get your tickets. Get a weekend pass if they're available. They're probably sold out by this point, but at least get a day pass and come through and check it out. Come say hi
I
to
think all the
us.
VIP stuff is sold out,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure there's still weekend passes.
Okay.
So get 'em.
Well, get your passes. Come say hi to
We
us.
just want to see you there.
Come get an autograph from one of the celebrities there, or a couple of them, whatever you want to do. Enjoy the festivities. There's panels waiting for you. There's all kinds of things.
I heard that there's going to be an indie icon there.
Yeah,
all weekend.
That's right. And
all weekend.
Couple of indie moving podcasters.
There you go. Okay.
Movie
with all that
Inc.
being said, I one last thing, I want to thank you guys who might have voted for us in the Rondo Awards. Our fingers are crossed that we made some noise. I don't know when their announcements are, but I know they do like an award ceremony at Wonderfest, I think it's called, in Kentucky, which I'd love to go to. I actually got an email from dude who runs the rondos saying he hopes to see me this summer. So maybe he's like, hope to see you there to get your reward. But no,
Ooh.
probably not. Probably not. No, he's just a good dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say I think we should wrap this up so we could go start fucking packing for Crypticon. Sound
Yeah.
like a deal?
Sounds good to me. I got to pack for Crypticon. I got to start pricing more merchandise because I am definitely not completely ready for that yet.
You should be ready already.
I should be, but I need more time of the day. And I need you listeners to come and buy some toys. Come buy some Funko Pops, Pokemon cards, Star Wars toys, comic books. There's sports memorabilia. There's so much stuff waiting for you guys. This weekend, Kitsap Mall, Silverdale, Washington, 10 to 6. Free event. Bring the family. Bring your parents, grandparents, whatever, because there are all different ages of vendors too. And a lot of the older vendors are bringing a lot of like vintage toys and collectibles and things like that. So what I'm saying is there is literally something for everybody and every age group at this event.
You know how annoyed James is by the fucking bad picture of him on the OCE promo card.
Yeah, you and James are both on it.
I'm not on it.
Yeah, you are.
Let
Let me see
I
if
don't
I
think
can
so.
find
But
that.
anyways, send me a picture of it because I don't think I am. With that being said, I already said with that being said, but I'm gonna say with that being said again, we've been the Steve and Crypto Show. We thank you guys for listening.
Catch you next time. Peace.